Good morning, students. Last class we have discussed about fluids, pressure, thrust. Today we are going to discuss about atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. Earth is surrounded by a layer of air up to certain height, nearly 300 km, and this layer of air around the earth is called atmosphere of the earth. Since air occupies space and has weight, it also exerts pressure. This pressure is called atmospheric pressure. The atmospheric pressure we normally refer is the air pressure at the sea level. This picture shows that air gets thinner with increasing altitude. Hence, the atmospheric pressure decreases as we go up in mountains. On the other hand, air gets heavier as we go down below sea level like mines. Measurement of atmospheric pressure. The instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure is called barometer. A mercury barometer, first designed by an Italian physicist Torricelli, consists of a long glass tube, closed at one end, open at the other end, filled with the mercury and turned upside down into a container of mercury. This is done by closing the open end of the mercury filled tube with the thumb and then opening it after immersing it into a trough of mercury. The barometer works by balancing the mercury in the glass tube against the outside air pressure. If the air pressure increases, it pushes more of the mercury up into the tube, and if the air pressure decreases, more of the mercury drains from the tube. As there is no air trapped in the space between mercury and the closed end, there is vacuum in that space. Vacuum cannot exert any pressure. So, the level of mercury in the tube provides a precise measure of air pressure, which is called atmospheric pressure. This type of instrument can be used in lab or weather station. On a typical day at sea level, the height of the mercury column is 760 mm. Let us calculate the pressure due to the mercury column of 760 mm, which is equal to the atmospheric pressure. The density of mercury is 13,600 kg meter power minus 3. The pressure formula, here we have another one formula. Based on the height, we have another one pressure formula, which is pressure is equal to H rho G. H is the height of the liquid column, rho is the density, G is the gravity. By replacing the respective values, we are getting the pressure as 1.013 into 10 power 5 Pascal. This pressure is called 1 atmospheric pressure. 1 atmospheric pressure, that is, in short form we can mention ATM. There is also another unit called bar, BAR, that is also used to express such high values of pressure. 1 atmospheric pressure value which is equal to 1.013 into 10 power 5 Pascal. 1 bar which is equal to 1 into 10 power 5 Pascal. Expressing the value in kilopascal gives 101.3 kilopascal. This means that and each 1 meter square of surface the force acting is 1.013 kilo Newton. Thank you students. I hope you all understood.
Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the chemistry class. Today we learn about laws of chemical combination. What is meant by laws of chemical combination? In the 17th century, scientists had been trying to find out methods for converting one substance into another. During their studies of chemical changes, they made certain generalizations. These generalizations are known as laws of chemical combination. These are law of conservation of mass, law of constant proportions, law of multiple proportions, law of reciprocal proportions, Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volumes. Out of these 5 laws, you have already learned the first 2 laws in 8th standard. Let us see the next 3 laws in detail. First, law of multiple proportions. Law of multiple proportions was proposed by John Dalton in 1804. And what is meant by law of multiple proportion? This law states that when 2 elements combine together to form more than one compound, for example, carbon and oxygen combining together, it forms carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. So, according to this law states when 2 elements combine together to form more than one compound, the ratio of the mass of one element in the first compound to its mass in the second compound can always be expressed as ratios of small whole number. Look this example. Here carbon and oxygen. Carbon is an element and oxygen is an element. This carbon and oxygen combining together, it forms 2 different oxides. First, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Carbon monoxide molecular formula CO and carbon dioxide CO2. So, carbon and oxygen combining together, it gives 2 different oxides, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. And students, what is the symbol for carbon? C. Oxygen O. So, carbon monoxide CO, carbon dioxide CO2. So, carbon and oxygen combining together, it gives carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. And see, in carbon monoxide CO, how many carbon atom is present? 1. And how many oxygen atom is present? 1. So, carbon and oxygen, that 2 elements are present in carbon monoxide and carbon and oxygen. Atomic mass of carbon is 12 and atomic mass of oxygen 16. So, in carbon monoxide, carbon is to oxygen, that is 12 is to 16. In carbon dioxide, 1 carbon is present and 2 oxygen atom is present. So, carbon atomic mass 12 and oxygen atomic mass 32. But here 2 oxygen is present. So, 2 into oxygen. So, 2 into 16, 32. So carbon dioxide, carbon and oxygen is present in 12:32 ratio. So according to this law, the ratio of the mass of one element in the first compound to its mass in the second compound can always be expressed as ratios of small whole number. See, first compound carbon monoxide CO, second compound carbon dioxide CO2. So, in carbon monoxide, oxygen is 16 and carbon dioxide 32. So, ratio of oxygen in carbon monoxide to oxygen in carbon dioxide is 16:32. That is 1:2. That is a simple whole number ratio. So the ratio of masses of oxygen in carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide is 1:2. That is a fixed ratio. So this is law of multiple proportion. So students, all of you understood that laws of multiple proportion. Next, law of reciprocal proportion. Law of reciprocal proportions was proposed by Jeremias Richer in 1792. According to this law, if two different elements combine separately with the same weight of a third element, see this example, hydrogen and oxygen. That is a two different element. Hydrogen is element and oxygen is a element. Both are a different element. And this hydrogen and oxygen, it combining the same weight of a third element, carbon. So hydrogen and oxygen both are different element. That different elements combining the same weight of a third element, carbon. The ratio of the masses in which they do so are either the same or a simple multiple of the mass ratio in which they combine. Look this example, hydrogen and oxygen, different elements. That different element combine with the third element, same weight of a third element, carbon. So see this example, hydrogen and carbon reacts together, it gives methane, CH4, and oxygen and carbon combining, it gives carbon dioxide, CO2. So hydrogen and oxygen combining the same weight of a third element, carbon, it gives methane and carbon dioxide. See, what are the two compounds? Methane and carbon dioxide. And in methane, how many elements are present? Two elements, carbon and hydrogen. We know atomic mass of carbon is 12. Atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. But in methane, 4 hydrogen atoms are present. So, 4 into 1, 4. So that combining weights 12:4. That means a carbon 12 and 4 hydrogen. So that means 4. In another compound, carbon dioxide. In carbon dioxide, carbon and oxygen element is present. Carbon atomic mass 12. Oxygen atomic mass 16. But you know, in carbon dioxide, 2 oxygen atoms are present. So 2 into 16, 32. So the ratio of different mass of hydrogen and oxygen that combines with same mass of carbon. So the ratio between hydrogen and oxygen in methane and carbon dioxide is 4:32. That means we simplify that ratio 1:8. So the ratio between hydrogen and oxygen in methane and carbon dioxide is 1:8. See, hydrogen and oxygen, the elements, that first two elements, first we studied, first two elements combining with the same weight of a third element, it gives methane and carbon dioxide, and we found that ratio between hydrogen and oxygen in methane and carbon dioxide, that is 1:8. See, hydrogen and oxygen, the two elements combining together, it gives water. And students, you know, molecular formula of water is H2O. So in H2O, how many hydrogen atoms are present? 2. So what is the atomic mass of hydrogen? 1. So 2 hydrogen atoms are present. So 2 into 1, 2. And how many oxygen atom is present in water? 1. Atomic mass of oxygen 16. So the ratio between hydrogen and oxygen in water 2 is to 16. That is equal to 1 is to 8. So the ratio between hydrogen and oxygen in methane and carbon dioxide is 1 is to 8. That is exactly equal to the ratio between hydrogen and oxygen combined to form water. So in this water, hydrogen and oxygen ratio also 1 is to 8. Both ratios are the same ratio. So according to this law, if two different elements combine separately with the same weight of a third element, the ratio of the masses in which they do so are either the same or a simple multiple of the mass ratio in which they combine. In this example, we get exactly the same ratio, but in some other cases, we get the simple multiple ratio. So this is law of reciprocal proportion. And students, who proposed that laws of reciprocal proportion? Jeremias Richer. Okay, so today we discussed the first two laws, law of multiple proportion and law of reciprocal proportion. So the next law is Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. And this law was proposed by Gay-Lussac. According to this law, the ratio of the volumes of reacting gases are small whole numbers when measured at the same temperature and pressure. So, when we are measuring at the same temperature and pressure, the ratio of the reacting gases volumes are a small whole number ratio. And this law is only applicable for the gaseous state. So, that is, this law is called Gay-Lussac's law of combining volume of gases. Okay, so look this example. Two volumes of hydrogen react with one volume of oxygen. It gives two volumes of water. So what is the final ratio? Two volumes of hydrogen. So 2 is to 1 volume of oxygen. So 1 is to, we are getting 2 volumes of water. 2. So the ratio is 2 is to 1 is to 2. We are getting the simple whole number ratio. But we are measuring the same temperature and pressure only. We are getting the simple whole number ratio. So, according to Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes of gases, when measured at the same temperature and pressure, the ratio of the volumes of reacting gases are small whole number ratio. Okay, students. So, today we discussed laws of chemical combination. 3 laws we discussed. What are the 3 laws we discussed? Law of multiple proportions, law of reciprocal proportion, and Gay-Lussac's law of combining volume of gases. And who proposed the law of multiple proportion? John Dalton. And who proposed the law of reciprocal proportion? Jeremias Richer. Who proposed the laws of Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes? Gay-Lussac. Okay, students. Thank you.